Columbia Broadcasting System and its affiliated stations present...
Oh, a microphony.
And a phony at the mic.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Yes, and a phony at the mic. Good morning. Yes, a phony at the mic. Spread out.
I hold my judgment on if it's a good morning or not till about 10 o'clock.
Yeah, 3 hours from now. Yes.
Yes.
So, oh yeah. So, well, anybody who's watching, we have at least one, according to this indicator. Anyway, in the chat, at the top of the chat, there is a post from me of a link to Indiegogo, would be for the intervention campaign. Friend of the channel, Eccentric, aka Kurt Parker. His intervention book campaign went live at midnight East Coast time, so about 10 hours ago. So we're going to actually take a look at that. I'm going to use the power of the internet and modern technology, science, to screen share this. We're going to look at it a little bit, talk about it, etc. Yada yada.
Why?
And well, you know, yeah. So, well, let's see, what the fuck are we doing here? Oh, yes, we're gonna go over here, and we're gonna do this. There we go. So here we go. We have intervention up, and looks like Kurt's got almost halfway to his goal. He's got 2 backers.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a $500 goal, 30 days, so ends the end of the month.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to go check it out. This here is a trailer, and I don't want to play it because YouTube might have an emotional episode about it. But
Even though he comes on the show regularly when we talk.
yeah, it's YouTube will do it. It's not has nothing to do with him. Anyway, it's a cool trailer. You should watch it. Everybody, like I said, the link to the Indiegogo is in my chat. But as we peruse down here, now his initial entry for the classic cover is $15.
Yeah.
And which is, I think, is a freaking awesome deal. He's looking at an estimated shipping date of December this year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's not too bad. That's about average time frame-ish for most. Go down here. So if you level up to the next level, it's $5 more. $5 more, and you get the classic, the cover, plus you get 2 prints, which is kind of cool. So for $5 more, you get 2 prints, pieces of art, probably from the book or alternate covers of some kind. But this is stuff this is all done by him. This is all his artwork. So he's done everything from the writing it to drawing it to everything, ink, the lettering, the whole 9 yards. It's all him.
Right.
Here we go on to the third tier. Looks like intervention plus volume 2. That's only $35.
Yeah.
That's such a great deal. And we go down here to intervention in volume 1 is $40. So again, everything has a December completion or ship date.
Right.
Then if you want to go full boat, he's got the trilogy for $60.
Right.
And then the next level is going to be for $75. You get 6. You get 6 pieces. And let's see. What is that? Okay. If you want the full story and more, this one's for you. Intervention, classic cover, Between Demon and Angels, Volume 1 and Volume 2. 3 prints, The Blood Wings, The Witch of Thorns, and The Shrine. Both 8.5 by, all 8.5 by 11 semi-gloss cardstock. 2 trading cards, which are 2.5 by 3.5, and semi-gloss cardstock. So that's pretty damn good for $75. You're getting 3 full books. This book, Intervention, plus Angels and Demons, Volume 1 and 2. And then you get 3 prints, 8.5 by 11. which are real cool. And then, of course, 2 trading cards. So if you're into collecting the perks, I know a lot of creators have got cards in their perks. And so, for those that want to collect the trading cards, they're like baseball card size-ish.
Right.
And so, yeah, those are kind of cool to come in. I like his art, and he was talking to us the last time. He was talking about last time he was on. He was talking about the art. It's all black and white, but he's got stitches of red, as you can see here from this original cover. He's got this red, almost like Sin City. How Sin City was the Miller books, and so yeah, it's really cool. From the cells that I've seen, the stuff that he's posted, it's freaking awesome. And it's an interesting story too, because it's a Western fantasy sci-fi. I think that's how he put it, as dark fantasy in a Western setting, which slowly develops into a horror as the story progresses. Yeah, so it's dark fantasy Western horror, which is different. Which I like the Western setting. It's going to be it's just got to be cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
kind of like a to me it kind of comes like a what's the game out there now? Fallout.
B-Dog. Welcome. Good morning.
Kind of like a Fallout meets Badlands kind of thing.
Yeah.
Only it's Western.
Yeah, dark fantasy. So here in just above the picture, it says, at this time, Intervention is a 24-page book with the possibility of extending to 32 pages, depending on the success of the campaign. The overall size of the book will be 8.5 by 11, so it's not going to be it's going to be the larger size, the 8.5 by 11. So it's more like your graphic novel size, not your newsprint size, like the old traditional style. With the covers printed on semi-gloss cardstock and saddle stitched. Nice. The first 5 pages of the story are complete, as well as the cover, as you can see below. Yeah. So, yeah, cool. I like that. That's cool. Double moon. So definitely fancy. It's funny because you see this caption is land of Norgeria, Western Desert, circa 1184. So there we go. So in his world, that's cool because he's got his own timeline, his own world, his own timeline, his own world, and stuff like that. So I mean, the artwork is cool. I love this poster, the Help Wanted poster for the kids.
Yeah.
And how he does this silhouette here in the corner with the horse and him and the building is really cool. Again, I love the double moon thing. That's awesome.
Like the shadowing on that.
Yeah. It's really cool. I like the light. He's got that glint from the moonlight on his looking glass there. And then this is kind of creepy right here. You've got this, whatever the fuck that is, demon. And then he's like, holy shit, something's behind me. But yeah, so that's a cool one. I love the fact he's got a freaking crossbow. He doesn't have any freaking fight. It's a crossbow, and then he's got, like, if you go up here,
he's got an axe.
He's got like this back shot right here. He's got a fucking axe, almost like an extended freaking tomahawk. He's got another axe in the front. Looks like he's got a sword. And he's got the freaking crossbow with the crossbow, quiver on his belt. And then he's got a dagger on his arm right here. This is so fucking cool. And then he's got spurs on the boots. There we go, baby.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. This is a great freaking cover. This is so freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I wish I could draw a freaking crooked line correctly.
Well,
fucking shit, dude.
Stick people are difficult there.
I can't draw for shit. All my straight lines freehand look like I'm drunk. It's like,
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean like? What do you mean like you're drunk?
It's fuck. Well, when I used to write papers in high school, classmates used to call me seismograph.
Writing in dead languages are you again?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I can fucking draw for shit. I can, holy crap. I needed stencils to do work.
Yeah, being on drunken style.
Yes, it's the drunken style. AKA seismograph. It's all over the fucking place. But no, he's got a great looking campaign here. Again, these tiers, even the top out now. He's got this one here where he has the character print or portrait. Yeah. He's sold out. He's sold out. Well, he only looks like he only had one made, but $150. You can't click on it to get the dimensions.
No,
but I'm sure it's not an 8.5 by 11. I don't think it's probably bigger.
Yeah,
this one's a great value though. It's all yours. The $75 one, because again, you get all three of his books, including this one and the other two. You get 3 prints, and then you get the 2 trading cards. And the prints are 8.5 by 11, so they're not tiny. You know, they're the size of the book because the book's at 8.5 by 11. So, yeah, great value for your dollars here. Again, he does everything. He's done all the writing on it, so the story, backstory, all that, the artwork, the lettering, the coloring, it's all him, 100%. And then he has I'm not sure who he has for printing. I'm sure he's worked with him before, obviously with his first book, which is volume 1. But yeah, so I think this is awesome. I can't wait. I'm gonna throw in my money when I get my next paycheck. So yeah. I've already negotiated it with my financial advisor, i.e. the wife. When I told her what the cost was, she's like, "Oh, goody." Well, that's not too bad. I said, "No, it's not." It's
remember, Wookie, those who are late do not get fruit cup.
So strict. No, again, great campaign, great artwork, great, to add to your collection. I like the premise of it being a fantasy Western horror. I think it's pretty freaking awesome because it's not something that's common. And then the art style that he's using with the little splashes of red. There's another print he had with a splash of red in it. It's okay. Here's the thing. He's got this trailer up here at the top. This freaking trailer. Watch this thing, everybody. Go to Indiegogo. Click on the trailer. What I'm talking about with the splash of red. Now, granted, all this stuff in this trailer is all stills, and then with a little bit of motion, as far as like the frames are in motion, but the stills have his artwork and he's got the splash of red in some frames, and it's just freaking awesome.
Right.
But check it out. Indiegogo.com. Again, I've got his link in the top of my chat. So that should take you right to this campaign right here. And back it. Again, he's got 2 backers. So, that's, and again, this started at midnight, his time. So it was 9 p.m. our time. So I think he's going to do well. Right out of the gate, he's almost halfway to his goal. So I think it's going to be pretty. And then, of course, as he gets farther in, I'll scroll it down here. I think he says something. We're down there. Stretch goal 1,000. If he gets $1,000, the Witch of Thrones trading card. That one, which it's on characters, yeah. And so now these trading cards are double-sided, everybody. You've got the picture here, but on the back, you've got the backstory for that character. So, which I think is cool. Again, these are trading cards. They're collectible. They'll fit in your standard, your standard baseball card holders and probably your Pokemon cards, stuff like that. And again, so it's double-sided. This is, it takes a lot of work, to do this stuff. And you see the detail on this card around the perimeter of it. It's framed in. It's really freaking cool. Yeah. Those designs. And again, he did all of this. It's all him. And so, I think it's well worth it. So if he hits a $1,500 goal, the blood red print, this one, now see, this I'm talking about the red. This is cool. Like. The red, I love this. This is cool.
And you have the dark witch in the back.
Yes, shade. You have the yeah.
And the kids on the other side.
Yes, exactly. Again, I love the artwork. He's working with 3 colors.
Yes.
And like I said, the red makes it just pop. And then here's the $2,000 goal. If he gets a $2,000 goal, which was mentioned earlier, you get 4 new pages added to the book at it goes from 24 to 28 page total. This will allow for the 4-page prologue that gives the reader a glimpse into the origins of the Witch of Thrones. It will be dark and very graphic. There we go, baby. There we go. And that's for $2,000. Which is not an impossible thing. None of these goals he's got here as his stretchers to add stuff are impossible to make. It's just, he's got 30 days and it can be done.
Yeah.
And then if he hits a $3,000 goal, he gets a variant cover. He wants to give the backers the option of the variant cover, more of horror-themed illustration featuring the actual demon that is somewhat hidden throughout the story. I have a couple artists in mind who would be perfect to hire for the cover art. Okay, cool. He's going to hire some guys. Cool. All right. Yeah. So, and then if he gets $4,000, he's going to hit 4 more additional pages. So he's going to go from, if he hits this goal, it's going to go, basically he's going to go from 24 pages to 32 pages in 4-page increments, depending on how he hits the goals. So
I'm wondering if that's going to affect his shipping timeline.
Well, that's why he said that the December is this December of this year would be the estimated shipping.
Right.
So it depends. It kind of depends. There's so many variables.
I'm sure he knows what he can do and stuff like that and get out in time.
Oh, no question. No question. He's probably got, he's probably
got it down to a science.
And he knows what he's going to do. And so it's just a matter of putting pencil to paper.
Right.
Ink. So, I think it's, I think this is a great campaign. Look at that. I'd love to frame
that. Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. The one I like, there's this one. This one's cool. I like this one. Even though it's a landscape, I think this is a cool print right here.
I just like that he's kind of just working in like the black and white mainly.
Yes. Yeah.
I think because it's very hard to do, in my opinion, being a novice, black and black. You have the shading and stuff like that because you want to distinct and stuff like that print right there with the horses, the clouds, the dust. How do you,
Yeah. And these are interior panels for later pages.
Mm-hmm.
Here, so this would be cool. It's. I can't wait to get it. Let's put it that way.
Right.
I like the silhouetting. Like here, the horse and him, and it's like it's got the background, the foreground, all that. It's just freaking awesome. I love it. I love the stepping of the distances in there. He's like way down here, and he's here. So awesome cover. All right, well, give it a look, everybody. Like I said, I mean, it's very reasonable. The classic cover Intervention, just the book, is $15, and it's a graphic novel, 8.5 by 11. Right. And it's going semi-gloss. He's using semi-gloss paper, cardstock, so it's thick paper. It's not newsprint style. And again, for $5 more, you get 2 prints along with the book, 8.5 by 11. And if you step up over that, you get volume 2, which will be coming out shortly. And the Intervention, this one in volume 2 for $35. And again, though, for $40, you get volume 1 and Intervention.
Right.
And again, for $60, you're going to get all 3 books. And then the $75 one, you're going to get all 3 books. You're going to get 3 prints, and you're going to get the 2 trading cards. And again, these prints are going to be 8.5 by 11 paper, semi-gloss cardstock. You get the 2 trading cards, 2.5 by 3.5, and the semi-gloss cardstock. So this isn't, flimsy, cheap paper. This is good stuff. This is, stuff that people are used to seeing in the trading card in the world. And then, of course, with the cardstock in the book, the graphic novel style, size. So everybody needs to give it a look. Again, link is in my top of the chat right there. So even if people see this on the re-rub, it's still going to be in the chat. So you just have to look on it, click on that, and it will take you right to this page. So, yeah. We got that going on.
Which is nice.
Which is nice. Yeah, which is nice. I kind of touched on it in last night's stream on Cryptids and Conspiracies, but or did I? Or was it in the backstage? Yeah, it was in the backstage. Fucking Liam Neeson is playing in the new Naked Gun movie? What the fuck?
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Fuck. Listen, I do like Liam Neeson in certain roles.
I do.
And I thought he was I thought he was funny. I thought he was funny in the Lego movie when he did the cop, the good cop, bad cop.
One, though? You know who's doing this one though? Seth MacFarlane. So that's why I think, because he did a Million Ways to Die in the West, right? Liam Neeson was in that.
Okay. So he's drawing off somebody he's familiar and working with.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. But I mean, I saw the trailer, or at least that one.
Yeah.
I wasn't impressed.
No.
I mean, Liam Neeson, in my opinion, I do not consider him a comedic actor. I mean, he was funny. He was funny in the Lego movie. I thought he was funny as hell in the Lego movie. I thought he was funny as hell as when he, what the hell was that one with the bear and Seth MacFarlane? The fucking bear movie?
Ted.
Yeah, Ted. And he comes up to the register and he's like, talking about the cereal like it's like fucking that movie he was in, Taken or some shit. It's like, what the? Now that was funny because he was playing it straight like his old character.
Right.
But I'm sorry, fucking Leslie Nielsen was the king of fucking straight deadpan shit, comedic shit. I mean, look at freaking Airplane. Holy fuck!
And Never Call Me Shirley.
Yes, and Don't Call Me Shirley. I mean, holy fuck! He played that straighter than shit in that freaking movie. It was funny as hell. And then he did the same thing in all the fucking Naked Gun movies. It's like that too. It's like he played it straight to an extent.
Because it's funny. You look at Leslie Nielsen. He was a serious actor.
Oh yeah.
Before and his career had kind of gone away.
It did. It kind of fell off a little bit.
And the Zucker brothers is what got him to do Airplane.
Yeah.
And it's relaunched his career in a different genre.
Yeah, because up until that time, I mean, I know everybody knew him from, Forbidden Planet.
Yeah.
Great movie. Great movie. He was great in it. I mean, everybody in that movie was fucking great. All the actresses were fucking great. Awesome. He played it like an action adventure guy. He was like straight up just good. And then I guess I don't know what happened after. I think he was in some other movies back in the 60s.
He was in westerns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
A lot of westerns.
And then it kind of fell off a little bit, and he started doing guest roles on like, Columbo and other TV shows, playing serious roles. But yeah, Airplane, that's the one. That's the one that freaking relaunched his career. And I mean, fuck, he worked with the Zucker brothers. He worked with Mel Brooks.
Dead of Loving It.
That was a funny ass freaking movie there. Freaking,
I think
Dracula Dead and Loving It.
The thing in Airplane I remember was the guy who was always like, he can make a pterodactyl and a brooch and stuff like that.
Johnny, yes, Johnny. Oh my God, that guy was funnier than shit. Can you give us a description? Yeah, it's white with red curtains. It's like a big Tylenol. Shit. What do you make of this? Oh, bro, it's a pterodactyl. There's a sale at Penny's.
Yeah. God damn. Putting the hints in without
fucking funny, dude. God, that
was
hilarious.
It today. They couldn't make it today.
They couldn't make a shitload of movies today. They really couldn't. I mean, I was kind of at first when I heard that Mel Brooks was going to do History of the World Part 2. I was kind of excited for about like 15 seconds, and then I took a step back and I said, "Oh fuck!" I mean, it's going to be woker than fuck. It's not going to be funny, and it's going to be a lot of bullshit tropes. It's not going to be edgy, and fuck, dude. I mean, God bless him and all, but I mean, that fucking movie sucked. It didn't need to be made. It didn't need to be fucking made.
Outside of Mel, who's alive from the first one? Outside of Mel,
who knows? I don't know.
None of them. In my recollection, no. So
wasn't in History of the World Part 1? Wasn't John Hurt Jesus Christ at the Last Supper? Was that John Hurt?
I don't know.
Try the Walt wine; it's delicious. It's like,
I don't know if that was John Hurt.
Yes. I thought it was John. I don't know who it was, but it was an actor.
I still like Dom DeLuise as the Emperor.
Oh my God, yes. What's next, faggot?
What's next?
Watch this. A mountain comic.
You're a bullshit artist.
Yes. Oh God, yes.
You bullshit today.
You bullshit today?
No. You did bullshit yesterday. No.
Comicus. I got you again with the Emperor. Oh, you got a job.
Took it away.
I had the money. Oh, that's another one that was in here. A lot of his movies was what was his name? Carrie?
Yeah, he was.
I forgot his first name, but he was in that. He was in High Anxiety. He was. I think there was another one he was in too. But he was. And of course, that guy was on Barney Miller. He played a character for a long time on Barney Miller. Funny guy. What the hell? But yeah, a lot of people aren't around. They all died. I mean, everybody fucking, except for Mel.
Except for Mel.
I don't think Mel was in the movie, but I mean, the thing about History of the World Part 1 was that it was edgy. Yeah. I mean, it was edgy. I mean, it was not politically freaking correct.
No, none of them were. None of his films were.
No, I mean, holy crap! I mean,
you couldn't make any of his catalog today at all.
No, maybe 12 chairs. You could probably maybe get by with 12 chairs.
Well,
that was made in like 69 or something.
But that was more of a serious film for him, I thought.
It was. It had its funny moments, but yeah, it was actually a more serious film with, because
you couldn't do Young Frankenstein because it would be baby screaming, "Oh, it's sexist," with all the innuendos and stuff like that he put in the movie.
God.
And it's just like,
exactly. Yes, yes, Young Frank, and definitely Blazing Saddles.
Oh, great!
Shit.
Hi, Cheryl. Sorry for the nigger thing.
Yeah, exactly right. Sorry for the up yours. It's like, what the hell? But the thing is, though, there's a lot of the modern comedy, if you want to call it modern, is so watered down.
Yeah.
No one takes a fucking chance anymore. I mean, they create a comedy, but it ends up it's not funny.
No.
It's more or less just a regurgitation of political correct bullshit points, really.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a shame. It's sad. Hell, you probably couldn't even make half the sitcoms we used to watch back in the 70s and early 80s.
Family.
All in the Family. Fucking Sanford and Son. Good Times.
Jeffersons.
You couldn't make those now. You couldn't.
No.
And it's unfortunate, but it's true that the networks are so fucking gun shy about a lot of shit. And these outfits have hired all these people that have these ideological agendas.
Well, they're all
social agendas. It's like fucking everything's unfunny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still watch All in the Family. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about All in the Family? All in the Family launched was connected to 3 different successful sitcoms. It spawned 3 different ones.
Right.
Maude. Jeffersons. And then off of Maude, you had Good Times.
Well, then he had Archie's Place that took the place of All the Family.
Yes. Once Edith died. And then he adopted this girl, or the girl.
Yeah, the little girl.
Yeah. So, yeah. But you couldn't make, it just half the shit you couldn't make.
There was a video going around. It's of Carol O'Connor, and he's on with Dick Clark for something. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
And Dick asked him, how do you differentiate yourself from your character, Archie Bunker, on like the subject of environmentalism and stuff like that. And he goes on about, he says his thing as Carol, and then he instantly switches to Archie. He goes, "Well, you mean you talk about the trees?
Yeah,
we had trees. They built things with trees, houses and homes and bridges and stuff like that. We got to use these trees."
Yeah,
exactly. And it was on a dime, man. He switched it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You talk about a great actor in Carol O'Connor.
Oh yeah, he was great in Heat of the Night TV series too.
Yeah.
He was great in that. The fucking movie was awesome though. Got to watch that movie. Oh my God. Gotta watch that movie. Great freaking movie.
Rod Steiger and Sidney Poitier.
Yeah. Oh, awesome freaking movie in the Heat of the Night.
Yeah. Well, because it was kind of done during that time, during that era that was going on.
Wasn't that in the late 60s? Yeah.
Mid-late 60s.
In the Heat of the Night? Yeah. So, yeah.
And it was done in the South, too. So it was kind of
like... It was. Great movie. Great movie. Great actors.
Yeah.
Across the board in that movie, too. But you couldn't make a movie like that.
No.
I mean, even when I was watching In the Heat of the Night, the TV show, they watered it down from the movie. They watered it down. They watered it down. Oh, yeah, it's because of TV, but they watered it down. Now, if they'd have made that freaking show back right after the movie came out, it'd be a whole different story, or within just a few years. But they made it in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s. It was watered down. But
right.
I digress.
Well, they had to change that. They had to change actors to play Tibbs in the middle of the series.
Oh, I don't remember them changing the actor.
They did.
Really?
Because it started out, it was Blair Underwood playing Tibbs.
Okay.
The first few seasons, and then they switched. Then they switched to Carl Weathers.
Oh, Carl Weathers? Really?
I think it was Carl Weathers.
Holy shit! Holy shit! They should have had Carl Weathers in there at the beginning.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Oh, but well, Carl Weathers. I think one of his first TV, for his first TV roles was a guest appearance on Good Times.
Let me verify that. Let me look at it
for Carl Weathers. I saw just that segment that he's in, him and John Amos. Oh, what a freaking great scene that was, man. Holy crap. Oh, with JJ Dynamite. Oh, yeah. Holy shit. Dude, I remember when that show was on in the late 70s. Dude, the merch. The merchandise for Good Times was off the charts, dude. Especially the Jimmy Walker stuffed doll. Holy shit. Jimmy Walker hats, Jimmy Walker t-shirts, JJ. It was JJ. Oh, my God. But, yeah.
Yeah, he was in the final 2 seasons of...
Oh, he was? Okay.
Yes. He played Chief Hampton Forbes.
That he took over for Carol Connor? You played Chief because that was Carol Connor's role as Chief.
Yeah, it might have been. I just erased it, damn it.
Wow. Okay. I never watched a complete series. I think I only watched the first.
I didn't either.
Few seasons here and there. It wasn't on my regular schedule, but
no.
Wow. Well, again, Carl Weathers, great freaking actor. He was great in Mandalorian. Did you watch that?
Underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, he final 2 seasons of the series from 92 to 94. Character replaced Bill Gillespie as chief of police in the final season.
That when probably Carol Connor became sick or something? Maybe?
Probably.
Because I seem to remember him passing away sometime in the mid to early 90s. I want to say. I don't know.
That series went from 1988 to 1995.
19 what?
That series went from 1988 to 1995.
Yeah. Wasn't caught in heat of the night. Yeah, Apollo Creed. But yeah, oh yeah, Bubba. No, but yeah, holy shit, yeah. Now the Mandalorian, he was good in that. His character was good. I didn't
see the Mandalorian on.
I want to tell you, the Mandalorian, the first 2 seasons were good. They were good. Especially the first season, but the first 2 seasons were good. After that, it just went. I mean, it was just fun.
Well, I didn't watch it
when they 86 Gina Carano.
Yeah,
fucking everything. Everybody got pissed off
because
that became one of their favorite characters was Gina Carano's character.
Well, and I didn't watch it just because the fact it was on Disney for one, and the other, they pulled that bullshit with Gina Carano, and and that. I refuse, and I also refuse to watch anything with that dipshit idiot Pablo Pascal, that fucking piece of shit.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Basically, the first whole season, you never saw his face. The only time you saw his face, I think, was in season 2 when Bill Burr was on the show. Bill Burr was in a couple episodes.
There's another guy I refuse to watch anymore.
Bill Burr?
Yeah.
Well,
he went stupid or something.
Yeah, I know. He went stupid. But he was good, and he had a good role. It was good. And Pedro Pascal, I don't know. I mean, it is what it is.
To me, he's a lousy actor, I feel. I don't see people's, fixation with him as of late. They want to put him in everything.
I want to tell you, there's a few roles that he was good in. I don't really have. I don't have a heart on either way for the guy. I don't really give a fuck.
I mean, he's in Gladiator 2, and I'm not watching that.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. Now he was in that one, The Great Wall, with Matt Damon.
I never saw that.
That was actually a good movie. It really was. It was a good movie. Kind of, I didn't know what the fuck it was about. It was like the Great Wall. So all of a sudden you got these, white dudes in the fucking China. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
And then
where the fuck is he coming from?
What's his name's in William Dafoe is in it too. Which is quite interesting. Yeah. Fuck yeah. William Dafoe's in it. Like, holy fuck, where'd he come from? But it's kind of a fantasy type deal. But it wasn't a bad movie. But yeah, they want him in all this shit. And I from what I'm hearing and reading online, the Fantastic Four fucking movie is not doing well when the with the test audiences. it ain't doing good. It's not doing good. No.
Well,
good all.
Why didn't they keep the original cast?
I know. Chickless was great. Chickless was great as the freaking thing.
Yes.
Chickless was great.
Now you'd have a problem with Johnny Storm with Chris Evans.
Chris Evans. But that's no big deal. But then you had, I thought, however people feel about Alba, I think she was good in that role.
Yeah.
I forget the guy's name. I forget the guy's name that played Mr. Fantastic, but
he had a TV series not soon after that on TV, and it was kind of one of those murder mystery type series. It was a really good series, but I can't remember the name of it for the life of me. He's been in some other things too, but the thing is, though, I like the fact that they went back to that character in the Deadpool Wolverine movie when everybody thought Chris Evans was going to pull out the Captain America shield, and he's Johnny Storm, and everyone's like, oh yeah, he did play Johnny Storm, right? And everyone had forgotten.
That's funny. Yeah, that was funnier than fuck, that movie, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That was the funniest fucking movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's hilarious.
Oh my. It's true. It's the Cavalrine.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill. Holy shit, that was in an alternate universe.
Right.
That was funny shit. Oh my God. Yeah, that was a good freaking movie. That really was. That was, holy shit, that was good. Oh my God, that was good. Especially the opening fucking scene. Now, the only part of that movie that I was disappointed in, the only thing about that movie was disappointed, it didn't have Owen Wilson. Because he was in the TV series with the TBA. He was in the TV series throughout that. He was one of the bigwigs, but he wasn't in that movie at all.
No.
His character or anything, which is kind of weird. I don't WTF with that, but outside of that, the movie was great. I thought it was fucking hilarious. It was great. The fight in the fucking Honda, whatever the fuck that van was.
Right.
Oh my God, that was the best. Oh shit. I mean, they even had freaking Favreau was in the movie playing Happy.
Well, he was interviewing Deadpool.
Yeah.
In the office there. And you're trying to get a job to work for the Avengers, and he's all
like,
you're just not our type.
You're just not our type. I think. Yeah, you're just not our type. I don't know. Holy shit. Yeah, but yeah. Good times. That was a good movie.
It was.
Holy crap.
It was a very good movie.
So let's get this out of the way real quick. Wait. Hey, the interview 2 weeks ago. Epstein definitely killed himself. Bullshit. Bullshit. I saw a video of a YouTube guy who is a body language expert. He's got many books under his belt about body language and things like that. And his opinion, based on his experience and knowledge, is that both of those individuals, when pressed with that question, were not answering in their normal characteristic responding and their physical things. So, meaning that either they were
hiding something,
they were hiding something, or they were very uncomfortable about trying to answer the question.
Yes.
And then after that whole interview, then I guess there was a tweet or something, a post that Bongino did about there being a video. Or no, there was another interview, and he mentioned that there was a video that they were going to be releasing. I'm like, wait a minute.
But the video went down, we were told.
Okay, right. And that was mentioned. But he said there was another camera that had video that showed that Epstein was by himself. Here's the thing. How many years ago would this happen? Like 2.5, 3 years ago? Okay.
Something like that.
Epstein, right? And they said, oh, there's no camera footage. Both cameras went down. Both security guards fell asleep for 3 fucking hours. Okay. And so these are all things that happen that are factual. Cameras went down. 2 cameras in that area went down. No video feed for God knows how long. Right. Both guards that were on duty to watch that freaking area, and him specifically, fell asleep for 3 hours.
Conveniently.
They falsified documents. Okay, these 2 guards. Then, on top of that, the crime scene, according to what I was hearing and reading, is that, and as far as the Bureau of Prisons are concerned, they didn't take video, they didn't take pictures of the crime scene with or without his body in the cell. There was no pictures of his cell, of him in the cell at all. Dead body, nothing. Okay, no pictures, which basically is a breach of protocol. They didn't take fucking pictures of the crime scene. Okay, what fucking crime scene experts don't take pictures of the fucking crime scene? Okay, then the autopsy, shows that, or the autopsy has that he had visible marks on his face, hands, arms, marks, okay? That in some people's professional opinion were defensive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then the autopsy report that said that there's 3 broken bones in his neck area. Okay.
Yeah.
A coroner read the report and said that these 3 bones could only be broken by brute force,
right? Not
by a slumped hanging.
No.
I.e., strangulation.
Right.
Not a slumped hanging, which supposedly
wasn't that guy that
that's
Joseph
how they
Biden,
found him.
Wasn't Joseph Biden or Biden? Wasn't he the examiner, or did he examine?
Don't know.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
He does.
He's a coroner. He was one for, I think, the New York City of New York for several years. He did a lot of high-profile cases and stuff. And
yeah, there was a professional, retired professional coroner.
Yeah, and he's retired.
That read the report and said that it's extremely unlikely that a slumped hanging would have created those broken bones in the neck.
Right.
He says, in his opinion, in his experience, the only way that can come about is forced strangulation.
Right.
Not a slumped hanging. Again, no pictures of inside the cell of the body. Okay. No pictures of the evidence or anything around. Right. Even there's no pictures of after the fact, after his body was extracted. Okay. The other inconsistency is that his cellmate was yanked out the night before. Okay?
Wasn't he in isolation, I thought?
He was on suicide watch.
Yeah. But yet he had sheets and shit like that in his cell. From what I heard. And he's on suicide watch? He has a lot of shit in his. He's not
on
supposed
suicide watch. I believe that's why he had a cellmate. Don't know, but I mean, yeah, I mean, you're not supposed to have shoestrings or nothing like that. No, to inflict self-harm.
Right.
So, but there's a lot of protocols that were ignored, like willfully ignored, about the whole thing after the fact, not just before, with the cameras being down and the security guards and the cellmate being yanked out, moved the night before. But there's other things after the fact, like the crime scene, no photos of the body at the crime scene.
Right.
So yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, now here's the thing. So, okay, if people started questioning things, and this is just me, people start questioning things back when this happened. All these conspiracy theories blowing out the ass, okay? Even fucking Sammy the Bull Gravano, who had been in that fucking prison before, who knows how systems and shit work, because allegedly he deleted people in the past in his former line of work. So he knows the ins and outs of shit like that in the prison system, the corruptness and the corruption that goes along. Even he had a theory that they brought somebody in, and he said they always do. There's always prisoner transfers, or they're like they're taking a prisoner from one part of the country and traveling across the other part of the country. So they'll stop at another prison, they'll put him in cell overnight or for a couple of fucking days or whatever like that, right? So they're doing a prisoner transfer. So they bring this guy in the day before, allegedly, hypothetically, bring somebody in on that floor, turn out all the cameras, yank his cellmate, the guards go missing, and somebody's cells are left unlocked.
Yeah.
So then the guy goes over, does what he was hired to do, goes back to his cell, and he's gone the next fucking day out of a prisoner transfer. That's what Sammy the Bull said that possibly could have happened.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I wouldn't doubt it. But again, that's another hypothesis. Now, with all that being said, and all this other bullshit, now Bongino says that there's video evidence that he was alone. Wait a minute. If you wanted to put the fork in all these conspiracy theories when it fucking happened, why didn't the DOJ and the FBI put this fucking video out? Why didn't they say there was a video of him being alone? Why wouldn't you? If you wanted to make sure that you put the lid on all these fucking theories, legitimately, in my opinion, you would bring, okay, hey, media, here's this that actually shows that he was alone. So the theory of him committing suicide or being deleted is, he did himself. He died by his own hand. Here's the video. He's alone. But for 2 fucking years, we didn't hear any of that. All of a sudden, out of the blue, I've seen the video and da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, fuck.
But okay. But if that were to happen, given the climate of the country, then and now, would anybody believe what the FBI and all them put out? No. They wouldn't trust it because they would say, oh, they're trying to cover a narrative.
Well, here's the thing. Why can't you say that about what's going on now? Out of the fucking blue, we find out there's supposedly a video.
I think it's been so long, and now that the thinking is that he didn't kill himself is kind of ingrained in people because of the circumstances. I think they don't want to they don't want to even look at any other narrative because they think that, oh, that's the government's narrative that he committed suicide, that washes their hands of it.
Yeah, I have a hard time of believing that you can't have all of these flagrant incompetence, this conjunction of incompetence happening all at once. Everything fucking just boom, it meets up.
Well,
cameras going down, security guards being fucking asleep and missing, and then falsifying records. His fucking cellmates yanked out the night before. Okay, all these converging on this is not a fucking coincidence.
No, it's not. But
there was a plan to it.
I'll say this
structured.
Who was running the country at the time? And look at that administration and the circus it was. Okay, and we hear about fucking all these DEI hires that are fucking up all the institutions and stuff like that. Security and prison, federal prisons and stuff like that. That falls under that. You got all these fucking morons running these fucking institutions that should not be running a fucking lemonade stand.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And the proof of that is look at the FAA, and then look at the LA Fire Department, who let Palisades burn down because no one knows how to run that organization.
Fuck, they didn't maintain their reservoir for just that. And here's the funny fucking thing. Speaking of the LA bullshit, that reservoir that they failed to maintain, it was bone dry. That reservoir was constructed directly because of a fire back in the fucking 60s. It was known that was there for that shit. And these incompetent motherfuckers looked the other fucking way, didn't give two fucks. And then when you've got a bunch of coordinated wildfires break out all of a fucking sudden, burn down the whole fucking coastline, and that motherfucker is empty, bone fucking dry through gross incompetence. The whole LA City, LA County Fire Department needed to have been fired.
Yeah.
All of them.
Oh, yeah. The fucking
and
mayor.
The mayor, and then that bullshit mayor, that DEI hire piece of shit.
You mean the anarchist, the terrorist that was involved in bombings back in the 80s?
How's it going, man? Good morning. Welcome. That bullshit in LA, dude, and they're still, they're still fucking up shit over there now. Now they're telling people you can't fucking go in and clean up your fucking place.
Then they're fining them
because they still can't go in and clean up their fucking place.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh, you'll like this. Guess what's what I heard on the news last night or this morning.
Yeah.
Guess what's happening in Hawaii?
Oh, fuck that. Oh, fuck. I have
no idea. Okay. They are going to start charging in Hawaii, the first state to do this, a visitor's fee.
Oh, the tourist tax.
$50 tourist fee.
Yeah, good luck.
You want to see their economy go because no one's going to go there because of that?
It's already expensive as shit on those fucking islands.
Yeah.
And then they still haven't figured out.
And that's per person.
And they still have not fucking rectified the Lahaina bullshit, psyop.
And they're not going to.
No, they're not going to. Fuck. If I was fucking Trump, I'd drop a fucking battalion of Marines on that motherfucker. Cordon off the motherfucking area. Eminent domain. Fuck off, state. We're taking over this motherfucker to find out what's going on.
And then give it back to the people.
Yes. Oh, fuck. But Oprah's home didn't get burned up.
Oh, no.
I bet she's got complete 100% access.
So they had that concert for the people in the Palisades, right?
Yeah.
Some guy did a deep dive on it of how much money was raised and how much money actually went to them. Oh, dude, it was like
fraud.
It was a money grab.
It's all fraud. All that bullshit's fraud. I mean, what the fuck do you think happened with the fucking, was it Live Aid and that Africa bullshit back in the 80s?
Yeah.
All those fundraisers and concerts and shit. Where'd that fucking money go? You know, it didn't go where they were being told, where people were being told that we're giving money.
Not to the people who needed it.
Fuck no, it never does.
No.
Never does.
No.
And, you know, then we find out through Elon Musk and the Doge with Big Balls. Big Balls fucking found out motherfucking USAID is, you know, funneling money to these NGOs that all have fucking ties to judges and politicians through relatives and all this bullshit. And they're not even using the money that they get to do what their supposed mission statement is. It's fucking funneling it back to campaign donations and all this other bullshit. Like all these fucking judges that are all anti-Trump, all them motherfuckers, they've all got their hands in the fucking kettle with USAID. Why do you think they're all freaking out? And all these fucking assholes in Congress.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if it's a Republican or a Democrat.
No.
You got your fucking hand in the taxpayers' money and you're fucking committing fraud, theft.
Have you seen the graphic that they put up? Somebody put up about the insider trading bullshit?
No, I didn't see that.
It shows this graphic, right, of like the wealthiest, like, you know, most successful traders or something like that in the country, kind of.
Yeah.
This last year or right now.
Yeah.
The first 15 or 20 spots are filled with congressmen or senators, and then there's Warren Buffett.
Nice.
He was like below all these fuckers. And it's like, are you kidding me?
Nope. These motherfuckers are fucking, they're bought and paid for day one.
Because if we did some of the shit that they do.
Oh, we'd all be in fucking the penitentiary, dude. We'd be done. Cracking rocks some fucking place out in the middle of New Mexico.
Here's the thing. Poor Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart went to jail because some shit, like some kind of bullshit.
Martha Stewart got fucked because she opened her mouth saying she wanted to freaking help the cops. She wanted to help the FBI. So she talked about things, but all that shit was thrown out.
Yeah.
All of it was thrown out. All of it. All that shit was thrown out by the judge. The only thing that stuck was apparently she was lying to the investigators about something. That was it. The actual charge why they were investigating her was fucking thrown out because it was insufficient evidence. No, it's all bullshit. But because she opened her fucking mouth without having her attorney there, she shot herself in the foot, and then she got 8 months, 6 months, whatever the fuck it was, in the hotel fed.
But still, she had to wear an ankle bracelet afterwards.
Yeah. And I'm not a fan of hers, but she fucked. No. She got fucked. Yeah. She was scapegoated.
They made an example out of her because she was someone of fame.
Yes, because she was who she was.
Right.
But her major mistake was she talked to the feds. You never talk to the feds. You have your attorneys talk to the feds. Never fucking open your mouth to the cops or the feds. You always have your attorneys, especially someone in her position. She's got the shitload of money for these badass attorneys, these criminal motherfuckers anyway, to come in there and save her ass. But she decided she would be friendly Martha Stewart. Oh, I think I'm going to talk to you guys. Fuck that. That's why, that's the lesson I got from that. Never open your mouth unless you talk to your attorney first. Why do you think that when it came out, the rumor came out that professional golfer Phil Mickelson was going to be leaving California and moving to Florida or someplace, Texas, Florida, wherever the fuck it was, and people were making a big fucking deal about it?
Because the taxes.
Because of the taxes? You know what he fucking said when he got confronted in an interview?
Yeah.
You should talk to my accountant about that. Or my attorney. He didn't fucking answer it. Smart.
No.
Smart fucking move.
You know, and I think that with kind of off subject, but with that, they're giving him and everybody else who moved to that live tour shit about taking money from the. So it's like, these guys are independent contractors. They can kind of work where the PGA is trying to pigeonhole these guys and make them subservient and make them, beholden to the PGA and all this
bullshit. Because they have to have a member card. The PGA of America has a membership.
Yeah.
And you have to pay an annual fee to play on the tour and also to be a quote unquote golf professional in the United States to work at a certified club. Okay?
Now I'm going to tell you right now, these touring pros, they could
done that.
I mean, it's 5-1. These touring pros cannot change a fucking grip or a shaft or do anything like that, like a club pro does. They're fucking professional players.
Some of them probably have never done it before.
No. I can probably guarantee that. I probably guarantee that Phil has never done it, or Tiger.
Now, when I used to frequent tournaments and stuff like that, and I used to know people on tour and caddies and shit like that, I did see some of these tour pros inside some of these trailers that would go to the events, and you'd have Golf Pride, the grips, or other companies like that, and you'd have like Ed Dougherty would be inside the fucking thing changing his grip,
right?
Or back weighting his fucking clubs. He'd throw some freaking lead tape on the end of the shaft after he ripped the grip off, put a new grip on it to back weight his clubs.
Yeah.
So there were some guys.
But I'm going to say those are probably few and far between.
Yeah, you're probably, I don't know about today, but back then it was probably about 50-50, maybe more. Yeah. Maybe 60-40 that could do all their shit. Because a lot of them, that's how they started. They started out as assistant pros and shit like that. So they had to know how to change a shaft and change a grip and refinish a club. And
long gone are the days of like Greg Norman and Fuzzy Zoller coming up through the system and becoming a touring pro.
Yes.
These guys pretty much go to college, go to a good college, play there for a few years, and wind up on the tour.
Yeah. Now, I would say that some of those guys that were in college, they probably did learn how to change the grips on the clubs and stuff like that.
But I'm probably going to
maybe cut a shaft down a little bit, or put an extension on the end.
But I'll say once they became tour players, I don't think they did that anymore. They had somebody.
No, they had people. They have people for that. That bomb is looking heavy. Must be Sunday. LOL. Good morning.
Yes.
Sunshine.
Yes.
Funny.
And not enough coffee.
It's not enough coffee. I'm empty. My
Me
big
too.
jug is empty. Holy crap.
Me louder and crowded is empty.
Yes. But no, it's few and far between on them now. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, no.
This is now the golf edition of the ET Sunday morning.
Oh no, somebody got Wookie talking about golf. Yeah. Well, we were talking about golf. It just because of Phil Mickelson, it just bled into something else.
But I'm saying they're chastising.
I'm out of coffee now. I'm delusional. I'm sorry.
They're chastising these guys for trying to, make a buck. Getting some guaranteed money up front.
The live golf thing, I think it was good because it shook up the industry.
Yeah.
For too many decades.
I'll say this. It made people notice golf again.
Too many decades. The PGA of America ruled over all of it. PGA of America runs the PGA Tour, even though the PGA Tour is a corporation of its own. Okay. And USGA and things like they all have their own fucking little clique and shit. Been there, done that. My first fucking career move was right out of high school was as a golf professional. So
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, 10 years. I remember that. I'll tell you what. And I had an old-time pro tell me.
Tommy. Yeah.
I told no, not Tommy. It was another guy I met. He got out of the business and he went into the grounds maintenance side and was the superintendent. But he was a card-carrying PGA member.
Yeah.
He told me the biggest mistake that the PGA of America ever freaking made was they didn't allow unionization. If they would have allowed unionization, the industry would have been a lot different. Now it's who the fuck do you know? Or it's what it used to be when I was in it. Who do you know? Whose ass can you kick, kiss, and dick you can suck to get a fucking job?
Well, a lot of things what happened to you too is during that time they changed the fucking rules on getting your card and stuff like that.
Oh my God! Yes,
you had to have so many time. You had to have so much education. You had to have all this shit. If unionization would have been allowed to happen, you wouldn't have had any of that shit. It became a good old boy network. Yes,
and they made things tougher for the newer people coming in than the people who were already in. Yeah. Job security for these PGA members have been around for a while. What's your handicap? Or you just?
Yeah, he's
my handicap. It's a twitchy putter.
B-Dog is golfing this afternoon, he says.
Yes, so. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. All right, have fun, man. Caddyshack, best fucking movie. One of the best comedies ever. Caddyshack.
Remember, B-Dog, bring the most important thing to the out in course for you. A cooler full of beer.
Beer. Yes, beer.
Because once you fuck up the golf, you have beer.
There you go. I was in the business for 10 years at multiple golf courses in Southern California. And I worked for a couple of assholes. And I make no bones about that. They were fucking some of the most fucking vile asshole people on the face of the fucking planet. They would come into work drunk. No, not Christopher. He was one of the good ones. He would come in the fucking shop drunker than fuck, red-faced and everything. Smells like a freaking brewery. That was not a good situation. Another guy I worked for fucked me over. He didn't have me fucking come into the shop. He kept me outside in the fucking cart barn as one of the cart guys. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I've been in the business for 5 years and you relegate me to the fucking cart barn?
Right.
He was a prima donna piece of shit. So anyway, it's like I said, it's a good old boy network as far as the industry is concerned. Yeah, there's a new Happy Gilmore movie. Yeah, that was a funny movie. I thought that was funny. I don't know, but yeah, back to the subject at hand. Phil Mickelson was smart by referring everybody to talk to his either as attorney or as a fucking accountant. Because he was smart, and if Martha Stewart had done the same thing, I think the whole case, she'd have never served time. She'd never served a fucking day. If she just kept her mouth shut and said, "Hey, talk to my accountant, talk to my attorney," that's all I. I'm not going to answer that question. Or don't answer questions until your attorney's fucking present. That's for damn sure. Right. So, even cops will tell you, retired cops. I've even had a current fucking cop back in the day tell me, don't talk to the cops until you get your attorney. Yeah. They're not your friend.
Why do you think when cops are, being interviewed by, internal affairs, they have their attorney and their union rep with them?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Don't talk to cops. Give them the minimum. But anyway, Phil Mickelson did the right thing, even though I met him once or twice, actually. I met his sister. His sister used to be an assistant at Eagle Crest, I think.
Yeah.
It was Eagle Crest. She was there. She's a good-looking chick. She was a good-looking chick. But again, she was, worked in the industry, changing, grips and shafts and all that shit, doing all kinds of crap, giving lessons, the whole 9 yards, running tournaments, negotiating deals with vendors for tournaments, stuff like that, swag bags, bringing in merchandise, retail, stuff like that. That's kind of my beginning into retail, was that small, in your small frame retail setting, a golf shop.
Yeah.
They sell shoes and clubs and gloves and balls and bags and shirts and slacks, belts, and all kinds of crap. And everything else in between. That's retail. Yeah. How do you really feel, Wookie? I feel pretty fucking good, but I need more coffee. I'm out. No.
He'd feel better if the bullshit was out of the golf and just stick with the golf.
I'll tell you what. I thought it was a great job in the first few years, but once I fucking it was just a fucking nightmare, because you made barely minimum fucking wage, and the only way you could make any money as an assistant, and again, unless you knew somebody or you were relatives with the fucking PGA Tour player, you never made any fucking money. The only way you made money is to give lessons or do club repair work on the side. And I can tell you, I knew a lot of guys that were in the same boat I was. They were hustling shit out of the back of their fucking trunk. Of their car.
Yeah.
Regripping clubs in the fucking parking lot, redoing, changing out shafts, reweighting clubs, all kinds of shit. In fact, they even replaced spikes in people's shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, just to get some extra money, because your fucking hourly wage was minimum wage, basically minimum wage.
Yeah.
It ain't minimum wage like now.
No.
Fuck no.
Well, $4.25.
Fuck. Yeah, I think it was $4.75 in California at that time. And I made my last job. I think I was making $8.75 an hour. Holy fuck!
Wow, you're rolling back then.
Yeah, no shit. That was my last gig.
Well, look at it this way, Wookie. You wouldn't have met like Turner and Dexter and Ed and Mongo, and Ricky.
Fuck.
The Saturday crew.
And all the football players, like Tim Spencer and that fucking linebacker guy from the Chargers, and a whole bunch of fucking people. Gene Littler. Gene Littler came into this is the second golf course I worked at. Apparently, somehow or another, we had his staff bag from the fucking 60s in with his name on it, up on a shelf. His fucking staff bag. His brother was a member of our club, and he realized.
Was this Paul?
Yes. I don't know how many decades that fucking thing had been in there, but he came in and fucking got it. Walked fucking Gene Littler. Like, oh, okay. The fucking head pro, John, he grabs the motherfucker off the thing, gets a step ladder, gets up there, yanks it down, hands it to him, all fucking covered in dust and cobwebs and shit. And later, he walks out. Here's a motherfucker didn't even say thank you.
Didn't old OJ show up at Canyon Lake?
Yes.
After the trial.
OJ.
And his entourage to play golf.
Peace to you. Yes, we're working on the investigation.
And nobody.
That was a 3-ring fucking circus, dude. Holy shit. Having him, that was like right after, that was after the fucking trial was over with. Okay?
Yeah.
Oh, was that
sham of a trial?
When was I there? I think I left in, when did I leave? 98? I think it's 90, 97, 98. I was at that club from 93 to, it was 93 to 98 or 97. Anyway,
98.
yeah, I think he showed up. Apparently, he knew somebody that knew a member of the club that owned a business, and so they invited him down to play golf. And somebody, I don't know, I didn't know about it. I think my boss knew about it. I didn't know shit until the day it fucking happened.
Yeah.
Okay. So
and no one wanted to serve him. Nobody wanted to serve him.
Probably in the clubhouse. Yeah. He never came into the golf shop. Now,
really,
as far as I know, as far as I can remember, he didn't. I actually said hello to him outside on the putting green, and he was very cordial, whatever. And look, this when Turner and company were there. It was a fucking Sunday.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Oh fuck!
I could just hear Turner now.
We got fucking Turner, Dexter, and Ronnie out there. These three
giving you shit.
Oh my god, these three motherfuckers. Oh my god. Holy shit, man. I
still remember them.
They fucking dogged the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
Oh my god. He goes,
I still remember.
He goes, how's the investigation going, OJ?
You found him yet?
He walks, yeah, and it walks away. But I mean, it was shit like that. And then, but my boss was a big OJ Simpson fan. Okay. A big time OJ Simpson fan. And he got some pictures of him out before. He didn't even finish the fucking round because they started on the first tee. By the time, in 2 hours, by the time they got back to the clubhouse, okay, we'd already received a dozen fucking phone calls from every freaking news magazine, bullshit, rag, and TV fucking station in Southern California. Is OJ there? Where is he at? Have you seen OJ? Like, what the fuck? Click. Fuck off. It's click. Yeah. And he never finished it up. He had to, they had to freaking bail. Yeah. Like halfway through the second nine. And they took off.
That's funny, buddy. I like that.
Yeah. Did you nickname OJ? Miller? Yeah, no. I will tell you this. This is after the trial and all that shit. I was close enough. I was in proximity to him that I could tell you this much. That motherfucker would have cut me in fucking half. He was big, huge fucking shoulders, not a lot of fucking fat on him at all. Tall, wide in the shoulders, and big fucking arms. Okay? This guy was no weak old man.
No. What was he, like, early 60s, late 50s, something like that at the time?
I think he was in his 50s.
Okay.
Like I said, this was like in 90 something.
Right.
In the mid 90s. Okay. Fuck, I think I was still married to my first wife at that time.
Holy shit.
The bitch.
I don't remember.
But anyway, yeah.
Dexter and Rick showed up. Remember when Dexter and Rick showed up the one time in that decommissioned ambulance?
Oh, fuck! A scene right out of freaking Cannonball Run. Dexter and his fucking swap meet buys. He bought a freaking decommissioned ambulance.
Still had the lights on it and everything, but all the symbols and stuff are taken off the car.
But by law, they had to take the 911 freaking thing off of it.
Yeah.
An ambulance. But it still had the colors and the freaking blue thing on the window with the, whatever. Oh, fuck. You know what Nicole Brown's last words were? Oh, I fucked him. What are you going to do about it? I will tell you, man, he was nice and everything. He had to be nice. he had to be nice. He had to smile. He had to say thank you. He had to be very, 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 very cordial. Good. But he was not a weak man.
No.
Not a weak man at all as far as physicality. Yeah, he may have had arthritis in the knees, but all I can say is if he got a hold of you, you're fucked.
Right.
That's just my opinion. Well, that was back then.
Well, I think you know my opinion, the whole thing. I don't.
The knife don't fit. He must have quit. No shit.
He was involved. He was involved, and he knew about the murders. I don't think he was the one that committed them. I think it was his son Jason, because his son Jason is just as big as him and strong as him. And yes. Jason was at the time he had just finished culinary school, so he knew how to cut things.
Yeah. That was I remember that theory was floating during the trial. A lot of the members at the club, some of the people that were friends of my boss that I had known casually were floating that idea. It was actually OJ's son that did it, right. And OJ helped cover it up.
Right.
And then you have that one dude, Kato Kalin, whatever the fuck, fucking that guy. But I think he was just he was used as a cover.
Yeah.
He was just used as a cover, whatever. But yeah, so fun times in the golf business. God, that was the last club I worked at too. So
we had fun there. We went up.
I had a good time working there.
Weekend.
I had a good time working there. That was one of the higher points in my career, but it was the last club I worked at.
Well, I think you had fun there because of the guys that were there. You had Rick and all them guys that were showing up on weekends and stuff like that. And we'd show up on
some of the members were great. I remember there were some members that I wish that I had been able to stay in contact with after I left. There were some good people that had imparted some very wise life lessons to me over time that I'd grown to know. And hey, guess what? Fucking Grizzly Adams' parents were fucking members.
Yeah.
The Haggertys.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was actually there one time.
Yeah.
I saw him. I don't think I ever talked to him, but I saw him.
Yeah.
And because I was busy doing stuff, and he walked in with his mom and dad. Yeah.
Well, didn't you meet the guy that was in the movie Bridge on the River Kwai?
That was that Whispering Palms. Yes.
Yeah.
That guy was freaking awesome. Oh my God.
Japanese guy
that played the commandant.
Yeah.
What a great fucking movie that was. That guy was awesome. I wish I'd had a camera because that was pre-cell phones or pre-cameras and phones at that time. I wish I'd had a fucking camera with me and took a picture with the guy because he was so freaking awesome. Just the most nicest, kindest guy you'd ever want to meet. Great guy. Small man. Very small. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's tiny as far as height. Now, you have to understand, this guy was probably in his 60s or 70s at that point because that movie was made in the 60s. So this was like the early 1990s. So, yeah. Great guy, though. God, I wish I can't remember his name, but just a great guy. And I was blown away because I had apparently the member that he knew, he was good friends with the member that I had talked to. We started talking about movies. I said, "Oh yeah, The Bridge on the River Kwai is a great movie." Blah blah blah. I said, "I love that. I love the guy that played the commandant because he was such an evil bastard in that movie." And with William Holden and Alec Guinness and all those guys, I said that guy was an awesome character. I thought it was a good guy, a good character. And he says, "Well, you know what? I know that guy." I'm like, "No shit." Yeah. So. And after that, I didn't expect it. I was like doing whatever. I'm like, okay, yeah, he's just making small talk with me, whatever.
Right.
Fucking what, like a week, 2 fucking weeks later, maybe a month later, he comes in with his golf buddy. Hey, you know this guy? I look at the guy. I'm like, oh fuck no. I know you.
You're the guy.
You're the guy.
I'm the guy.
Yeah, great time. That was great. I mean, who else was football players? Brian Sipe. quarterback.
Billy Ray Smith.
Billy Ray Smith. Yeah, Billy Ray Smith and Tim Spencer. I played golf a lot with those guys. Those guys were. Billy Ray Smith gave me tickets all the time at will call. I'd always have Plaza Level.
Yeah.
Tickets at the Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego. It's great. Nice guy. Very nice guy. He didn't really like to talk about football all that much. But him and Tim Spencer, just great guys. I mean,
yeah.
And if you don't know who Tim Spencer was, Tim Spencer got his start in the USFL in the mid 80s, and he was number 2 to Herschel Walker in the all-time USFL rankings as a running back. And then when that got dissolved, he went to the Chargers and played for the Chargers for a while. And I'm not sure if he got an injury or something, but then he still was a fixture around the Chargers. And of course, Billy Ray Smith was a tight end for the Chargers.
He was a linebacker.
Linebacker, I should say. Yeah. But I mean, these guys were great guys. They loved to play golf, and just we had a great time and bullshitted and everything.
Tim Spencer now is doing commentary for college football.
He is. Yeah. Well, he was doing real estate when I met him.
Yeah.
No, that's great. Another guy I met at my not my last one, but you mentioned Cresta Verde and Corona, and I felt, it was kind of I don't know. I had mixed emotions about it. Was oh fuck, now I can't remember his fucking name. Daryl Kyle, the pitcher for the Houston Astros.
Yes.
Who was
played at St. Louis.
He was basically the rumor was that he was as good as Nolan Ryan as a pitcher in baseball. And at the time he played for the Texas Rangers, I think it was, or the Astros, one of the two. Houston Astros and Texas Rangers. I can't remember.
He was playing for St. Louis at one point.
Yeah, he did. But he lived in Corona.
Yeah.
And he would come out to the golf course. And I didn't know who the fuck he was, just some tall dude. And started talking to the guy, and we were talking about this, that, and the other, and golf. And then he writes his name down on the fucking the sign-in sheet. I'm like, Daryl Kyle. Well, you got the same name as a professional pitcher. Yep, that's me. What? No, great guy. The only thing I was disappointed, so I said mixed feelings, is I actually by happenstance had acquired his rookie card before I ever came in contact with the guy. So I had his rookie card. In fact, I had 3 of them. And I got a big box of baseball cards from somehow or another. I got my hands on them. Big, huge box of baseball cards. And his was in there. Yeah. And I kind of the second or third time he came out to play, I asked him, I said, hey, if I brought you a baseball card, could you sign it for me? And he's like, no, it wouldn't be much money. It wouldn't be worth much money if I signed it. And I'm like, you fucker. But as you look at it now, when I started thinking about it, he wanted to play golf to avoid baseball. Okay. Yeah. That's a lot of these guys.
That was his release.
Exactly. He would, and I played with him a couple times. We played 18 holes together a couple times there. And he was a good player. Good, fun guy to be with. Just really a nice guy. Really was. As long as you weren't talking about baseball. He wanted to avoid baseball. And then when people would recognize him.
Don't blame him.
And he would he did say thank you so much, blah, 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 blah. But he'd kind of I'm just here relaxing, playing golf. I don't really want to talk about baseball. Right. And I don't blame the guy. I mean, he just came out there on the middle of fucking nowhere because this golf course was fucking, wasn't Riviera. It was like Cresta Verde, dude. It was like a fucking municipal golf course in a low rent area of town.
Yeah.
But what's Bunny got to say? I think this California justice system learned the wrong lesson from OJ trial. Yeah, no shit. Judge Eno was a dipshit. Oh my god.
Well, he let that trial turn into a race trial, and it should never been one.
He did. Yeah, he lost control of it, and then he tried to rein it in. It was already over. Yeah, he held his own with Alec Guinness. Yeah, he was a bad. Yeah, that actor that played the camp commandant. Man, he was a great actor. And then I asked him, because I saw the movie that came out several years later or a year later with Jerry Lewis in Japan and the baseball people. Okay. And then the girl he met, whose dad looked just like that guy, who was the guy from the movie, from looking Bridge of the River Kwai, but it wasn't him. He said it was not him. It was another actor. And I'm like, no shit, that was not you. No, that was another actor. He mentioned his name too, and I was like, okay. But he was a good guy. That was a high point, that and oh fuck, Jackie Cooper.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I met Jackie Cooper because he would always come down during the race season at Del Mar, because Whispering Palms was like 2 miles from the Del Mar racetrack, in the middle of Rancho Santa Fe. And if you don't know what that is, that's money. Okay.
That's the hoity-toity side of San Diego.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. Anyway, so Del Mar racetrack would always, there'd be season for the ponies, right? And so we'd always get people staying, because we had a hotel, a resort hotel, and it was open to the public as well. So we had membership, resort guests, and then, the locals could come over and play if they wanted to. So we'd get jockeys and trainers, and sometimes we would get celebrities. And one of the celebrities that always stayed at the club was Jackie Cooper and his wife. And if you don't know who Jackie Cooper is, Jackie Cooper played Perry White in the Christopher Reeves Superman movies.
Right.
And he was also one of the original members of our gang, or the Little Rascals. And this guy was so fucking nice, just the nicest human being on the face of the planet. He would talk to you about all kinds of shit. He remembered your name and everything. Just a great guy. Great guy. And he was married to a Jewish princess.
Funny, she doesn't look Jewish.
Yeah, she doesn't look Jewish. No. And that's not I'm not saying that in a negative connotation either. I think he even said it too. It's like, yeah, she's kind of a princess. But they'd been married for so long, and whatever. And she was nice too. But my ex-wife at the time, who I wasn't married to, fucking got along with her very well. I thought, and I'm like, oh gee, that's a sign. But no, Cooper, he was fun. Jackie Cooper was the best. He really was. Nice man.
Yeah.
Always, like I said, always remembered your name, always wanted to talk to you. Fucking, jockey Chris McCarron would come out. The dude could barely walk. He could barely see over the fucking counter, dude. Like fucking jockeys
are short.
Holy shit. But he loved to play golf. He loved to play golf, man. He'd come out. There's a whole fucking pack of these jockeys that played golf, man. Just some of them. And we'd go to the track every once in a while. I went a couple times, and with a member, we went over there. And first time I went to the track, I broke even. I felt fucking happy. I broke even. I didn't lose nothing. I didn't win anything, but I didn't lose anything. Oh God. Yeah, nobody was as good as the Ryan Express. Sorry to argue, LOL. Kyle was a beast of a few years there. Yeah, he was. He was good. He was famous. Yeah. People were comparing him to being the next Nolan Ryan, and he didn't. I don't think he really liked that.
And the thing they mentioned it very briefly with him. They settled that with him early on in his career, and I think he wanted to try to shake it, because that's a lot. Yeah. That's a huge expectation to put on somebody who's young.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think he appreciated that comparison. He wanted to. I think it stuck in his head, and it was negative to him. It was a negative thing, in my opinion. And then unfortunately, he passed away the way he fucking did.
Just in his sleep somehow.
I think originally they said he had weed in his system, and then fucking Red Bulls or Monster energy drinks or something like that. He would drink them all the time.
Yeah.
I think he had probably suffered a heart attack because of all that drinking all those things. I don't know.
Yeah.
He went too soon, really. He would,
Oh yeah.
he was such a good pitcher, but he was also a good human being at the time that I met.
Yeah.
Him. So, but yeah, hell, yeah. So there's a lot of people that I met, a lot of people that were in the industry. A lot of people were in the movie industry, retired. That used to do like 1960s TV shows and shit like that, and it was fun listening to their stories.
Oh yeah. I bet.
Oh yeah. Talking about Norman Lear and all the bullshit. The fucking, Norman Lear and who the fuck was that one guy? His daughter was on 90210.
Oh, Spelling.
Yeah, Aaron Spellings. Yeah. So.
Well, then you got Jerry Marshall.
Oh yeah.
Did all the Happy Days stuff.
Yep. Oh my God. Yeah. Some fun shit. Fun times we had. I mean, outside of it being basically a dead end fucking job.
Well,
a dead end career,
like
really.
Like you said, it wasn't what you knew, it's who you knew to get ahead in that field. That's what it turned into anyway.
Oh, fuck. It was definitely the good old boys network. There's no question about that.
Right.
And then if you worked for a guy that he wasn't like your buddy, like your friend. If he wasn't your buddy or your friend, then you didn't go very far.
No.
Really didn't. And it sucks.
Now, do you think maybe it would have been a lot easier for you to move up in that field if you hadn't been in California, say like in Arizona or Nevada or something like that,
There was more opportunities in California at that time.
Oh yeah, at the time, because there's a lot of golf courses.
Way more fucking opportunities. Golf was booming, was big.
Yeah.
It was, and then when Tiger came on the scene in 96, 97, it really fucking exploded. And then the California golf experience went in the fucking toilet in the 2000s. Like it just went. I mean, courses started closing up. It's all because of the water bullshit. All the water bullshit.
Well, it's funny because you say it's the water bullshit, right? And I get that, right? Because golf courses use a lot of water. But what do they do with all these fucking golf courses once they buy them up and close them up? They put houses on them that take what? Water.
Yeah.
A lot more water in the golf course.
But they regulated, but they heavily regulated the golf industry that way.
Yeah.
With environmental bullshit. So it destroyed it. Yeah, the Good Old Boy Network was better than the DEI, at least with the Good Old Boy Network. You can kiss ass and get it. Yeah, you could.
To some degree. To some
degree. Now, it depends on. See, you have to understand. Back when I was in the golf industry, they had corporations did own golf courses, and some owned chains, mostly resorts. If the resort had, different properties that they owned, if you got in good with a chain or a property management company, then you could go far, because you could go to some. If you did a good job there and you sucked up to enough people, and you could get transferred to like a new property or something like that, and get a promotion or make more money or something like that, or that they would pay for your training or something like that. They would foot the bill. Now, there was a lot of companies that would do that, or places that would do that. But for the most part, running a golf shop as a golf pro is an independent business unless the club or the company owned the golf shop merchandise. Then you were just a fucking pro. You were just a figurehead that ran the place as a manager. You were an employee. Okay. Now, 9 times out of 10, being the employee was better than actually owning the shop.
Yes.
A lot better. You didn't have to carry insurance. You didn't have to have a fucking line of credit. If you just were an employee of the company as a golf professional, as a manager, you got a salary, you probably got a stipend, meal stipend or something like that as far as your contract, but you didn't have to fucking furnish all the shit in the golf shop. You didn't have to furnish the fixtures. You didn't have to fucking have insurance on all that shit.
You had a budget you can work with.
Yeah, you had a budget, and they had guidelines. But that was it. But yeah, as far as the independent's concerned, there was a tougher gig, a real tougher gig as working for an independent contractor that owned the golf shop, or at least owned the merchandise.
Right.
You had a better shot of getting transferred out to another club, new property, if you worked for a company that had a, like the club that I worked at Carmel Mountain Ranch, which no longer fucking exists, which is a shame. It was a great golf course, facility, clubhouse, everything. They were owned by a building company. So the golf course was owned by Presley International. And Presley International was obviously a residential building. So Presley Homes, my first home was a Presley home because I got a 20% fucking discount as an employee of the company. Thank you very much. Buying a fucking home. But yeah, you had a better chance with them than you did when I worked at Canyon Lake with my boss there, because he owned all the merchandise. He paid me. Okay. It wasn't the club paying me. It was he paid.
Because it was more of a private club.
Well, I never worked at an exclusively private club. Canyon Lake was a club for the community, but outside people could come and play as a guest with a resident or a member. Okay. Right. So none of the clubs I worked at were exclusively private. But he owned the shop as far as the merchandise. The fixtures were all his. Okay. He paid me. He paid the cart staff. They were not employees of the club. They were employees of his. Same way with the restaurant. The restaurant was owned and operated, or the contract was with an independent contractor who hired the bartenders, hired the wait staff, hired the chefs. Okay. The restaurant entrepreneur had that. The maintenance crew were actually all employees of the company. They were the only ones that worked at the facility that actually were employed by the actual homeowners association that ran because it was a gated community, ran the golf course. They were the only ones because they were hired directly by them. Everybody else was like independent contractors. Good Lord. We're not still searching about golf. Sorry, we got into a tangent. Sorry, man. Good Lord. I know.
Welcome to Sunday morning rambling with Wookie.
Yes, ramblings with Wookie. That's on. Fuck all. Yes. All right. You know what? Fuck. It's like holy shit. It's almost 9:00. I better get the hell out of here. I got to do some shit. Okay. Well, I'm gonna end this now. But I do want to end. I do want to do this. So hold on a second here. I am gonna do this. In honor of Mr. Bunny, who is in the chat, we have his community service comic book. We started with Eccentric's campaign. We're going to end with Bunny's campaign for community service. There's Colonel Ironsides. He's got 63 backers right now. There's no end date on this right now. So he's there. So there's a digital copy. If you want to get the digital copy, it's $10. And then the book, one book with $25 plus shipping. Uncle Sam home homage cover, yeah. Plus shipping for the book only. Luke Stone, Iwo Jima homage wraparound cover. That's pretty cool. I can't remember if that's the one I got or not. And there's a perk $45 plus shipping for both covers, and it looks like that's the digital copy. And then there's the files. If you want to get the Farrah files, that's an extra 10 with the patch. And then the artist writer signature page is $10. That's kind of cool. $30 for the book only Romeo art, skunk artwork, Saturday Evening Post homage, gatefold cover. That's kind of cool. And they're all still available. So please, oh, that one's sold out. That's the $300 package. The $200 pencils with Ironsides and American Bliss by Powell Rodericks. And so, yeah, the campaign's still going on. So, yeah, if you guys are interested in this, this is on Fund My Comic. And what I will do is, hold on a second. Come on, you turd. Copy that. And then I'm going to put that here in the thing.
Too many buttons and switches.
I know, right? Many bunches. I'm fucking talking about golf. God damn it.
Yeah, you did it.
You bastard! It's your fault.
It's my fault. It's not my fault you haven't played in a decade.
So we got that.
Jones going to get on the golf course again.
No shit. Knock the rust off the faces of the clubs. Holy
But this
shit.
time
Buy
there's
new
beer,
golf
yeah.
balls that are all egg shaped.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I got the link to fund my comic for this campaign, community service, and so everybody needs to go check that out and support my friend T Bunny there with his awesome stories. And well, again, we're finishing it off with a comic. We started it off with a comic and comic campaign, and we filled it up with golf and rants. So yes.
Yeah. Good Lord.
Rabbit he put his thing in there too, so that's cool. Yeah. Again, about to send out some stuff for June. Cool. B Dog, adios.
See ya.
Awesome. So
have a good time at the golf course, bud.
Oh yeah. Have a good time. All right. Yeah. So we are out of here. Everybody have a great rest of your day. Next Saturday night, Cryptids and Conspiracies. I think we're doing the Lusitania. Did America sink a ship? To get us into World War I?
I have an idea for another one for Cryptid and Conspiracy. I'll tell you offline.
Okay. All right, everybody. Have a great day, and we will see you next week.
Yep.
And same time, same channel. Have a good one, everybody. Bye.
We all just want to party. Yes, yes. We don't care what we're talking.